This program is rated PG. It contains themes and scenes which may not be suitable for very young audiences. Parental guidance is advised.
Be advised that the views and opinions of the hosts and guests do not reflect those of the station.
Good evening, Philippines. Maayong gabi sa Tibok Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, up to Sabah. Ako po si Eric Espina at ito po ang inyong Republika. Huwag po natin kalimutan din, buenas noches, bismillahirrahmanirrahim, assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Sa gabing ito po ay tatalakayin natin ang napipintong paghubog ng tinatawag natin Bangsamoro Bill. Bagamat itong tinatawag nating Bangsamoro Framework ay nasa hapag pa lang ng palasyo at hindi pa nakakadating sa Kongreso, ay kailangan meron tayong kaunting masasabi nating clue or pananaw kung paano mag-isip ang ilan sa ating mambabatas kung ano ang mga bagay na dapat kasama dyan sa magiging batas na yan at hindi dapat kasama din sa magiging Bangsamoro Bill o law. Wika nga. At isa sa mga matitingkad na tinig patungkol sa usapin na ito ay kasama natin ngayong gabi. Walang iba kung hindi si Congressman REP.LOBREGAT Jr. ng 1st District ng Zamboanga City. Maayong gabi.
Maayong gabi, Eric. Good
Yes.
evening. Buenas noches.
Yes.
Buenas días.
Yes.
First of all, Eric, before we start the discussion,
Yes.
I wish you would allow me
Sure.
to make an opening statement.
Yes.
More or less, so we won't be misunderstood. no?
Okay. Yeah.
Now, just like any other Mindanaoan,
Yes.
I am for a just, honorable, and lasting peace.
Okay.
I am supportive of the peace process. I want the peace negotiations to succeed.
Yes.
And that is why I am raising certain issues, citing certain provisions, so that at that point when I issued the statement, this was on January 29, there was still time to revisit
Yes.
the framework agreement. The CAB was not yet signed.
Yes.
And so I was hoping that the OPAP and the GHP panel will keep an open mind
Yes.
and be able to review and revisit certain provisions, and if need be, amend
Yes.
and revise these provisions so that it can stand scrutiny if ever it is brought to the Supreme Court.
Yes.
But from that time on, the CAB was signed, the comprehensive agreement was signed,
Yes.
and now, as you said, the draft bill has been submitted to the palace,
Yes.
and the office of the president, I think, is at this point in time
Reviewing.
reviewing
Yes.
before they certify it
Yes.
as urgent.
Yes.
So again, I would like to thank the president because he's really going the extra mile in
Yes.
trying to implement the peace agreement within his term. But as I said, we are for peace, we are for long, just, and lasting peace, but we are not anti-peace.
Okay.
And we want the framework agreement to be comprehensive, acceptable, feasible, and consistent with the Constitution.
Okay. With that stated, Congressman, the framework itself is problematic, if I might use the term. It has its momentary problems or
Yes,
obstacles.
Yes.
And with the possible enrolled bill reflective of such a problematic Bangsamoro agreement, do you see that there will be in Congress the very same issues you raised, which will again rear its ugly head and which you may have to readdress when the bill is finally brought into Congress?
Eric, that is one of the basic problems with the agreement,
Yes.
is that in effect, it ties down
Yes.
the hands of Congress.
Yes.
Because there are provisions there that says that the basic law has to be consistent with all the agreements entered into.
Yes.
There is also another provision that says an exit document will only be signed if and when all the agreements have been complied
Yes.
and implemented.
Okay.
So if you read the provisions the way they are written, then what if Congress sees the need to really revise, amend, or even take out certain provisions?
Okay.
Will this be now accepted by the MILF?
Okay.
You know, it is just like if you and I have a difference of opinion or we have conflicts, and we want to settle that conflict.
Yeah.
So we put down what we agree upon,
Okay.
and then we say, okay, we need a contract.
Yes.
Diba? We go to a lawyer, and then the lawyer studies what we agreed upon, and the lawyer sees that some of the things that we agreed upon is unconstitutional,
Yes.
or some of the things
It's against
that we
law.
agreed is against the law.
Yes.
So we start changing to
course.
make it conform to the Constitution, to the law.
To the customs,
He-
to the morals.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, and then he presents it to us. Oh, here, can you sign it?
Yes.
And then you or I will say, hey, I will not sign that
Yes.
because that is not what we agreed upon.
Yes.
But the lawyer says, yeah, but I did that, so it will conform to the Constitution.
Yes.
Then you and I will, you or I
Yeah,
will
will
say,
not sign it.
I will not sign it. See, that is the problem.
Congressman, you were very modest and very kind enough to say that the hands of Congress was tied or is tied. To be very blunt about it, what we're trying to say here is it's a shotgun wedding.
Well,
That's almost what it is. It's
yeah, that's
a
why.
shotgun wedding.
That is if all the congressmen will just say yes to it.
Yes.
But I am sure that there will be some congressmen that will be starting to cite
Of
certain
course.
provisions and say that, hey, this cannot be, this is unconstitutional, this is unimplementable. If we want it to work, we will have to change it. In fact, actually, one of the senators already, some of the senators have expressed apprehension, but one senator, Senator Miriam,
Yes.
has come out very explicitly citing many of the provisions
As
that
unconstitutional.
as unconstitutional. He's not just saying, you know, it might be unconstitutional.
It is unconstitutional.
She herself said that there are several bases why she is saying that the agreement is unconstitutional. It came out, I think, in this the newspaper. It
Okay.
says, you know,
Yeah.
Moro deal
Illegal.
illegal.
Yeah.
Senator Miriam, no?
Yes.
And this statement was issued, I think she was in a graduation speaker in one of the universities in Olongapo, and that is where she said it. No?
There will be also, do you see, there will be some congressmen who would say that, no, our hands are not actually tied because when this document is given to us by the executive department, we are required as representatives of the people to review this, and being a co-equal branch of government, independent of the executive branch, we should be able to function and do our duties to our constituency and review the provisions that have been presented to us supposedly as an urgent bill, and if need be, to revise this. Do you think that that's going to happen?
Yeah, well, that is the position that I will take.
Precisely.
And I
Okay.
hope other congressmen will take the same
Yes.
position and really study the bill. Unfortunately, Eric, you know,
So you are the congressman whose hands are not tied actually, the
Well-
others are. Okay.
you know, when the last annex was
Yes.
signed, the annex of normalization,
Yes.
and then you had the addendum on Bangsamoro waters,
Yes.
the mood was euphoric.
Okay.
Everybody was saying, wow, peace at last.
Okay.
Now, who doesn't like peace?
Of course.
Well, we all want peace. We
Okay.
all want peace in Mindanao. Unfortunately, most all of the Filipinos,
Yes.
including the Mindanaoan,
Yes.
have not even read the framework agreement.
Okay.
Even if you read it once, you will not get it because actually it's a how many page document. Actually, the final agreement is this thick.
Yes.
You know, you will have the comprehensive agreements only 5 pages,
Yes.
but it cites so many annexes.
Yes.
From the agreement to General Association 1997 all the way to the final annex.
Yes.
No? So, in places where I'm asked to speak about this, I
Yes.
always ask, how many of you have read the framework agreement and the
Yes.
annexes? And most of the time, out of 100, not even sometimes one
Okay.
will raise their hand. And I said, those who have read it, have you read it once? Have you? They said, well, we just breezed through it. But see, you really have to understand it and tie all the provisions up, and then you will see where the problems arise.
Uh-huh.
Diba?
And you see there are potential minefields.
There are, let's say just on the territory alone.
Yes.
Okay. You may ask me, Congressman, why are you so concerned when Zamboanga is not even mentioned
Yes.
as an area?
Yes.
Okay. Actually, the core territory of the arm is composed of 4 classifications. No?
Okay.
You have A, the present geographic
Yes.
area of the arm, which
Yes.
is the 5 provinces of Tawi-Tawi, Sulu, Maguindanao, Lanao, Sur, and Basilan, and of course Marawi. Then letter B would be, they mentioned their municipalities
Yes.
of Lanao Norte and barangays of North Cotabato that voted yes in the 2001 expanded arm plebiscite.
Yes.
Okay. Then you have letter C, which is the cities of Isabela and the city of Cotabato. And then there is letter D. It says they're contiguous areas with a petition of 10% of the qualified voters asking to join may be placed inside the plebiscite. And then there's another provision that says contiguous areas outside the core territory with substantial Bangsamoro population may opt to join anytime.
This is the open-ended
Yeah.
provision.
Okay. So, you go one by one. Okay. The 5 provinces.
Yes.
Okay. Now, they will be asked to ratify.
Yes.
But they also should be asked if they want to join.
Yes.
Because when they voted in 1989 and
Yes.
2001, they voted to join the arm,
The Autonomous Region for Muslim Mindanao.
which this basic draft law, the intention is to abolish the arm
Yes.
and repeal the Republic Act 1954.
This is a different corporate political identity. This is what you're saying.
Okay, so
Yes.
they have to be asked whether
They cannot assume that just because these people said yes with ARMM,
Yes.
they will say yes to this.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Now, that's one. The problem there is, okay, if they are asked to vote, and if 1, 2, 3 vote no,
Uh-huh.
will the MILF accept
Yes.
a smaller autonomous region?
Yes.
That's one.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Number 2, the municipalities of North Lanao Norte
Yes.
and barangays of North Cotabato.
Yes.
Now, for me, by including them in the core area and saying, anyway, there will be a plebiscite,
Yes.
that is giving the MILF false hope. Why?
Okay.
Because there are 2 provisions in the Constitution that by putting those areas there, municipalities and barangays, will be against